In 2000, in the heart of Southeast Europe, in Bosnia and Herzegovina, a country that leaves no one indifferent and whose state borders are written in the shape of a heart, in its capital, where Eastern and Western cultures have merged for centuries, a completely new and different financial institution, Bosna Bank International (BBI Bank) was established. With the establishment of BBI Bank, whose work is harmonized with Islamic principles, a new era of business of the banking sector in Bosnia has begun. For the first time, Bosnian citizens were given the opportunity to choose a different way of banking. 20 years later, this is one of the most stable and fastest growing banks in Bosnia and Herzegovina with big plans. This is the story of it. Bosna Bank International was founded in 2000 in the center of Sarajevo, and a few years later, thanks to BBI Bank, a modern building of the BBI Center, business and shopping center of the capital was built. Today, BBI Bank's headquarters are located here. The bank brought with it the concept of Islamic banking into a society that was just transitioning from a socialist to a democratic system and to a market economy. The Bosnian market, as well as the wider region, at that time did not know the concept of Islamic banking. There was no educated staff, laws and infrastructure for its introduction. In the beginning, this was not a commercial project, but rather support to one country in the post-war period. The ultimate goal, development and recovery, and it has remained to this day with an institution which reinvests its entire profit. The bank stood by the people and the economy, and the profit came as a result of this orientation, results and the trust gained. The bank was founded by the Islamic Development Bank as the largest shareholder with more than 45% ownership, Dubai Islamic Bank with a share of 27.27%, and Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank with 27.27%. In order to harmonize its business with Islamic principles, a Sharia committee was established with domestic and world-renowned experts in the field of Sharia law. In a period of 10 years alone, the average annual growth was 18.2%, which positioned BBI Bank among the fastest growing banks in the country in competition with the largest European banking groups. The bank's assets increased from 144 million km in 2006 to 1.2 billion km in the end of 2019. The man who led this strong rise, BBI CEO Amer Bukvic, attributes this to a completely different banking practice that BBI Bank has brought to the local market.
We completely changed the landscape of banking in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We introduced a new concept, we introduced a more participatory approach to banking. We introduced partnership for our clients. We do not only provide financing, which other banks or commercial banks do. We also provide additional service to banks. We provide trying to secure markets for their products, trying to secure investments for their projects, trying to take them to new markets through our Chamber of Commerce Internal Business Club.
The growth of the bank was organic, and it started from scratch. Without assets and people educated for Islamic banking, without developed specific services, and with a brand that did not have a leading European banking group behind it in this market. That is why its success is so significant. Its growth, due to Islamic business principles, was 3 times faster than the local market. Today, it is a medium-sized bank with a total capital of 156 million km, while its estimated market value, which includes the quality of the brand, is 380 million km. The bank operates nationwide with its 36 branches, employs 460 people, and serves more than 93,000 clients, with its services available on 146 ATMs. The bank's success was a natural sequence of events following an unusual approach to banking. BBI treated its clients as partners. In addition to securing financing and efficient administration, the bank connected its clients with business partners and provided knowledge, expertise, business connections, and all other necessary support. The benefits of this approach have been felt by the Bosna Plot factory in Brčko, a town in northeastern Bosnia and Herzegovina. This agricultural producer, which has a tradition of 70 years in food processing and with large human and material resources, was in need for new investments. Modernization of production was needed in order to continue the quality processing of fruit, for which this factory is known in the former Yugoslavia and throughout Europe. Zera company, which manages this factory, states that BBI recognized the value of agriculture in Bosnia and Herzegovina as a strategic industry and brought in an investor for the restart of this company, which exports 85% of its products to the European Union.
Bosnian Bank International was creator of a concept. They prepared project. They also attracted one of the world's largest investors in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And it was on Sarajevo Business Forum, International Investment Conference.
Agriculture, they say at Zera, requires a specific understanding of business, and Bosna Bank International has offered just that. In this case, flexibility, fast delivery of services, good knowledge of investment and international banking, and finally, working capital. This ensures uninterrupted production and processing of fruits and other products, such as juices and jams.
BBI Bank lead complete investment for our company worth about 40 million euro. And secondly, we're using support from BBI Bank for new technologies, for fruit processing equipment, which keep us on very demanding European Union markets.
US Holding, one of the largest food production companies in Southeast Europe, owns production facilities throughout the country and has used the support of BBI Bank with a number of projects. Within US Holding is Klas Sarajevo, one of the most famous producers of bakery products and flour in the region. And with the help of the bank, it bought and trained the well-known Agrokomerc factory in the northwest part of the country, which was one of the most famous confectionery producers in the former Yugoslavia. The vision that US Holding is pursuing with the help of BBI Bank, says its director, are large projects that will position them among the 5 largest producers in Southeast Europe, and they are close to that goal.
Gore smo mi u protekle 2-3 godine imali nekoliko projekata, izbacili smo nekoliko inovativnih projekata. To je jedan od tih proizvoda je maza, kremni namaz koji je ostvario velike i poznatne rezultate u veoma kratkom proizvodu. To je kremipan i još neki drugi proizvodi iz te naše članice.
In the period of 10 years, US Holding has realized numerous projects with which the number of employees has increased close to 5,000. US exports to 33 countries on all continents with an annual turnover over 175 million euros. BBI Bank helped US Holding build a new water factory, supported their acquisition of salt works in Tuzla, as well as purchase of a publishing house in Sarajevo. The reason for successful cooperation with BBI they find in a professional relationship, a lot of attention and partner treatment.
Ovdje bih naznačio to kako sam ja to doživljavao sa svoje strane, da su oni doživljavali našu grupu kao svoju firmu. A kada neko doživljava na taj način svog klijenta, onda tada se postiže jedan poseban kvalitet i jedna posebna dodatna vrijednost koja je svo vrijeme stvarno krasila taj naš odnos i koja nam je pomogla da ostvarimo sve ove rezultate i da realizujemo sve ove zajedničke projekte između US Holdinga i BBI banke.
BBI Bank has expanded its expertise in the region by offering consulting services. United Bank of Albania, whose majority owner is the Islamic Development Bank, found itself at a turning point in 2012. It was generating losses, it didn't have enough products and services, and it needed a fresh start. The experience and success of BBI Bank helped.
BBI Bank has contributed, or the consulting service was, I would name it business model. Bosna Bank International actually shared the business model that turned into a positive and successful story in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
After analyzing the bank, preparing measures and implementing a new model, UBA was able to develop new contracts, products and services, attract deposits from citizens, and find a way to place them. In addition to this, it has also attracted the local investor in capital and infrastructure. UBA has become profitable again and BBI Bank's consulting services have created the basis for future growth.
We have felt that there is somebody behind us. We have felt that once we come to the point where we are not sure what and how to do, how to make the next step, there is somebody that we can depend, or we can expect to be given important guidance.
BBI Bank has also shown its commitment to development by placing specific financial lines, such as the special Turkish credit line that has helped producers across the country to start new businesses or upgrade existing ones. More than 71 million km were provided to 4,968 families. That is, more than 14,900 individuals benefited. Through 549 requests from legal entities, more than 166 million km were placed, with direct employment of 2,774 workers and 1,481 subcontractors. In total, close to 30,000 people are economically taken care of through this special financing line for returnees. In line with its ambitions, BBI Bank has gone a step further. In 2010, BBI launched the Sarajevo Business Forum, largest investment conference in Southeast Europe. Over the period of 10 years, over 10,000 participants from 50 countries with more than 3,300 companies visited SBF. Some 1,400 projects and investment ideas were presented and realized. The forum was followed by more than 2,400 media representatives.
It is a great honor for me and for the IDB Group to join this gathering at the opening of the Sarajevo Business Forum in its 9th edition in 2018. This is my second participation in the forum in my capacity as President of IDB Group. The quality of high level of organization that I have noticed this time makes me affirm that the forum has become the largest and most important business event in the region. Your Excellency, the Chairman, and Excellencies, I am pleased to mention that the distinguished partnership between Bosnia and Herzegovina and the IDB is not born in this event, but has been going so for several years. In particular, I would like to highlight that the IDB is founding partner of Bosnia Bank International, BBI. The IDB also has honored to contribute to several public utility projects in Bosnia, such as facilitating the BBI lines of financing to Bosnia farmers, WACF projects, and scholarship programs benefiting 64 students in engineering, medicine, and pharmacy, of whom 46 have already graduated.
I would like to emphasize developmental role of BBI Bank for Bosnia and Herzegovina society as a whole, being a Sarajevo Business Forum, organized for 10 years now, which is the international businessman and investment conference, gathering investors from all over the world, with the aim to transform the mindset of the local, domestic, legal corporate entities to the foreign investors' mindset. Then it is the Sarajevo Halal Fair, which is the international exhibition of halal products and services, where is the great demand in the world and also in Bosnia and Herzegovina for such kind of products. It's a BBI VIP Business Club, which operates within BBI as a business club of businessmen and entrepreneurs, which provide a local and foreign business entities and primarily clients of the bank the ability of business gathering, establishment of business connection, and B2B meetings which we organize with our clients. We take our clients also to their counterparts all over the world, like Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Algeria, Libya, Albania, etc.
Sarajevo Business Forum, a place for exchanging ideas and gathering investors, has given birth to a new project, SBF Startup Challenge. Through it, university teams compete with their business ideas in a TV show with a goal to popularize entrepreneurship among Bosnia's youth. The winners are also given the opportunity to present their ideas at the Sarajevo Business Forum to domestic and foreign investors. Another BBI-specific project is the Sarajevo Halal Fair, which popularizes the halal industry in Southeast Europe. This international event brings together all parts of the halal industry, including private companies, public corporations, accreditation bodies, and government officials. In its first two editions, SHF gathered over 200 exhibitors from 50 countries, with more than 1,000 business representatives visiting the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina. The number of visitors accumulated to more than 10,000, with a considerable attention of 250 registered journalists. The most valuable deal concluded at the fair amounted to 20 million euros. That it is more than a bank which offers classic banking products and services, BBI proven by founding the BBI VIP Business Club. This club of domestic and foreign entrepreneurs and businesses enables members to establish new contacts, attract foreign investments, and encourage exports from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Dozens of events, roundtables, panel discussions, and business trips in the country and abroad were organized, which led to new business relations built around the world. Since 2010, over 400 companies, institutions, and business agencies joined BBI's VIP Business Club. BBI focused on entrepreneurship and educational activities over the past years, aimed mainly towards young people. For the first time, a business challenge for high school students was introduced to one international business event such as Sarajevo Business Forum, where they were able to get a sense of the business environment and present various ideas and projects. In cooperation with the ISDB Group, BBI helped organize the ISDB Transformers Roadshow competition in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Focusing on capacity building and human capital development and attracting dozens of entrepreneurs, scientists, and innovators across Bosnia and Herzegovina, the competition supported and empowered ideas that could change the future of Bosnia and Herzegovina and beyond through science, technology, and innovation, supporting sustainable future for all. Together with the leading high schools and universities in Bosnia and Herzegovina, a new BBI Leadership and Excellence program was initiated, identifying and supporting Bosnia's future leaders. Business negotiation skills, debates, and social responsibility activities were all introduced for the first time in 2020 to high school students, but also to students of the Sarajevo School of Economics and Business. And on top of that, BBI is significantly involved in many scholarship and mentorship programs, with the Sheikh Saleh Kamel Fund being one of the largest scholarship programs in the country. In the year in which BBI celebrated its 20 years of existence, Bosna Bank International received the most significant domestic recognition, the Golden BAM Award. This recognition, based on the annual reports of independent auditors, has been awarded by Bosnia's national financial and business magazine, Banks and Business and BIH, which recognized BBI's highest percentage growth in deposits and financing in 2019. The success of Islamic banking in Bosnia and Herzegovina through the work of BBI Bank is best confirmed by precise growth indicators. At the end of 2019, the share of BBI Bank in the banking market of BIH was 3.78%. In 2006, it was 1%. This represents 3 times faster growth compared to the market. BBI Bank grew with double-digit numbers on an annual basis in the period 2006-2019. Market share rose from 0.55% in 2006 to 3.95% at the end of 2019. This represents 4 times faster growth compared to the market. This is also a reflection of good risk management. BBI Bank has the second lowest non-performing financing rate of 5.18% compared to large and medium-sized banks in the Federation, while the market average is 7.6%. BBI Bank's net profit grew as much as 6 times faster than the market. The bank managed to maintain the exceptional quality of its portfolio thanks to the principles of Islamic banking. While commercial banks recorded poorer performance due to a large share of consumer and non-purpose financing and credit cards, BBI Bank ranked 7th in the federation in terms of its return of equity. But behind the numbers, in the first 20 years, the bank has made huge efforts in education about Islamic banking and economy, the general public, its own employees, but also new generations of students. Since 2010, the bank and its partners have invested more than 6 million km in tuition fees for orphans and talented students across Bosnia. Their number is more than 3,150. BBI also supported the establishment of the first Center for Islamic Finance and Banking and the first master's program in Islamic banking in Southeast Europe.
Initially, there was very little understanding of Islamic banking in the market, so the bank had to raise awareness about Islamic banking and create market demand for its products and services. The bank implemented a comprehensive public education program. This was primarily done through its TV and radio programs, as well as printed and later digital media. As a prerequisite, the bank also had to educate its own staff, and this was primarily done through a master's program at the Faculty of Economics at the University of Sarajevo that was organized by the bank in cooperation with the University of Bolton in the UK. As many as 68 of BBI staff have enrolled in the master's program in Islamic banking and finance. And as a result of these activities, BBI products and services were accepted throughout the country, and importantly, BBI brand became one of 2 or 3 most recognized banking brands in the country.
Now we have Islamic banking introduced in educational systems. It is introduced at different levels, undergraduate and postgraduate studies, different in universities in Balkan region. So really it is a great job which has started with BBI Bank.
Professor Ramić states that the success of Islamic banking is measured by customer satisfaction, but also by the fact that it can function in an open and liberal society like Bosnia and Herzegovina, although it does not have the necessary legal framework. If the project is halal and can make a profit, the bank will support it, he says.
The products of the bank are designed in a way that they are compatible with Sharia laws, and in the same time, the bank is implementing laws on banking in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So all the clients who need banking services, who need halal banking services, can with comfort come to BBI and find solutions for their business.
The bank has successfully overcome 2 main obstacles: the introduction of unknown concept of Islamic banking and the absence of a recognizable brand.
The importance of BBI is not only what BBI is today, being a systemic bank, being one of the market leaders, the top 5 or 6 banks in the market, being one of the fastest growing banks in local market as well. But its importance is really in its own development path.
And its development path was inclusive and based on the real economy, development, and clearly profiled needs of clients.
We have a bank that is one of the market leaders. We have a bank that has dispelled all the misconceptions, and the bank that has proved that it is committed to economic development, the bank that is committed to inclusiveness, the bank for all, regardless of somebody's religious or political or any other affiliations, is the bank committed to local community development, the bank that is committed to support and development of entrepreneurs, of small businesses, similar to the development of public sector at large.
What we are really proud of when it comes to Bosna Bank International is that we were able to do the resource mobilization very effectively with international financial institutions such as World Bank, UN, IFAD, governments, Islamic Development Bank, governments of OIC member countries like Malaysia, Turkey, and we were able to collect the resources, and we mobilized the resources for development of Bosnia and the region. Private-public partnership that followed was also on a very high level in BBI, because we were able to mobilize the private sector and mobilize also the governments of Southeast Europe into preparing projects for the investments and overall development of the society. In the beginning of COVID crisis in Bosnia, we managed to mobilize all the intellectual resources inside and outside of the country, and we played a major role in advisory for the governments on what they should do to have self-sufficient economies in times of crisis.
In short, BBI Bank has managed to change the banking environment in Bosnia and Herzegovina and its approach to banking as a whole. And that is one of its greatest successes. What in fact is needed for the success of Islamic banking? The example of BBI Bank puts people in first place, people who passionately believe in this kind of banking concept. This bank has grown from the smallest on the market to a medium-sized bank with even greater ambitions, thanks to its team.
The key of success of BBI Bank is that a large portion of our employees passionately believe in the idea of Islamic banking. I think this passion have led us to success. Passion of our employees, passion of our middle management, passion of our top management.
The implementation of the principles of Islamic banking in Bosnia has brought a direct change in monetary policy, firstly through cheaper financing and the impact on the interest rate. This happened precisely with the introduction of the special financing line for returnees in 2012 as the original project of BBI Bank. This stabilized interest rates on the domestic market, that is, put pressure on other banks to lower them.
When the interest rate in the market was around 8 to 9%, the average interest rate in the market, we introduced financing facilities for corporations in the range between 2.99 to 3.99, depending on the tenure. So we have reduced the interest rates to half.
When interest rates fell to 4 to 5% in cooperation with local authorities, they were lowered to 0% for the bank's clients in favor of stronger economic development and financing of economic projects. Other banks had to follow this trend, so Bosnia and Herzegovina currently has interest rates that are near the level of those in the EU, although the local risk factor is much higher. This is just one of the benefits that Bosna Bank International has brought to the market. One much more important principle is that behind every transaction lies the real economy, jobs, and development. There are not only financial arrangements and their derivatives, but economic activities monitored from farmers to production. And finally, finding a market. This full investment cycle shows that Islamic banking is an expression of a real partnership with the real economy and the future of banking in general. And what does the future hold for BBI Bank? Very ambitious plans. To become the leading Islamic bank in Europe and join the leading group of banks in Bosnia and Herzegovina in a period of 5 to 7 years. To achieve 10% market share and build its clients base to 300,000 customers. To come in first place for brand recognition. All this and much more with the already recognizable organic growth of the bank as it had in its first 20 years. Bosna Bank International marked its 20th anniversary symbolically by planting more than 1,000 seedlings of fruit and trees throughout Bosnia and Herzegovina. The seedlings were planted by branch managers in 36 cities where the bank operates, and some of it was donated to the population and activists of humanitarian organizations. In this way, BBI Bank has confirmed its commitment to the development of the country. The work of Bosna Bank International, its management and its CEO has been recognized by many over the past years. With everyone in BBI keen on continuing the path of progress they have made together with their partners and clients since 2000. BBI, a model for Islamic banking worldwide.